So Halo Infinite is officially ending. The final major update is just around the corner, and after that, who knows what's gonna happen. Campaign Evolved is just like right around the corner, but without a Halo 7 or multiplayer announced, we just don't know what's coming up. We're just in a period of mystery and waiting. It's weird, honestly. I loved Halo Infinite from day one. Even when it had a crazy amount of bugs that made it borderline unplayable, I still loved it. And today, that's what I wanted to talk about. My love for Infinite and honestly just for Halo in general. The franchise has played a big part of my life and I don't think I'd be the same person without it. But in order to get into that, we gotta go back to the beginning. Just 1 second though, I gotta get the drink. Today we have just classic Monster, of course. I am 19 years old, born in the big '06. To Halo fans, for the most part, that means my opinion just gets thrown straight out the window, but I promise you, I just got the same start basically as any older Halo fan. Halo Combat Evolved was actually one of the first video games I ever played. My parents owned the OG Xbox, and as soon as me and my older brother were old enough, we got our hands on it in the few games they had. This included SSX3, PGA Tour 2004, and of course, Halo CE, and Halo 2. Me and my brother put so many hours into Combat Evolved. Way too many, honestly. We'd just play the campaign over and over again. Mainly, we'd replay the Warhog run on the final mission, but there's also one other thing we did a lot. Most of you Halo fans have probably done this one as well. In the first mission, after Captain Keyes gives you the pistol, you just walk away, and as soon as it loads it, you walk straight back in and blow his head off. After that, we would just defend ourselves from waves of Marines, but they'd be invulnerable at a certain point, I'm pretty sure, so we had as much fun while it lasted. I actually have a core memory of accidentally killing Sergeant Johnson when you first meet him, and just feeling a deep sense of remorse. At the time we started playing the game, we were crazy late to the party. I don't know exactly when we were playing it, but to put about the average ballpark, I'm pretty sure Halo 4 was out at the time. So by the time we started playing, Bungie was gone. I don't know why, but that's just really funny to me. It didn't really affect us though, because the only online games we were allowed to play were Club Penguin and Animal Jam, so it doesn't matter. So we were pretty content. Then we move on to Halo 2. I mean, I say move on, but we were really playing them both at the same time. Heck, we may have even actually played 2 before CE. It's been way too long for me to remember. But either way, Halo 2 is still my all-time favorite Halo game. It's genuinely so peak. I know a lot of people prefer 3, but 2's always been on top for me. Everything about the story is just so awesome, and switching between the Arbiter and Master Chief and watching their stories collide is just... it's amazing. My favorite part does have to be the fight against Tartarus. Looking back, it's kind of basic, just running around and fighting this big brute, but honestly, I had so much fun doing it when I was a kid, so I love it. Similar to the first game, that's the part where we just play it over and over again, just constantly running it back and just messing with that fat ape so much. And of course, at the end, Master Chief stating he's
finishing this fight
is just crazy amounts of aura. The time I'm recording this, it's been a few days since Halo 2's 21st birthday, which is crazy. The game can drink now. That's insane. I'm also younger than the game. Now we move on to Halo 3. This one's kind of a funny situation. You see, when I was a kid, I only ever played it at my cousin's house. I got to finish the campaign and everything, but of course, I wanted the game for myself, since he lived 7 hours away. After our parents got us an Xbox 360, my brother and I saved up our money and went to GameStop and bought the game. Or at least, that's what we thought we did. We wanted to play the climactic ending of that famous trilogy, and instead we got a group of soldiers saving a squid bug thing. That's right, we accidentally bought Halo 3 ODST. And can I be honest? I'm glad we did. ODST is genuinely a great game. While the story isn't as great as probably the first 3 games, it's still really good. Along with that, the gameplay is just so fun, and wandering the streets of New Mombasa after crashing down is just, oh my gosh. The vibes and just the experience is awesome. Also, it did come with a second disc that was the Halo 3 multiplayer, so we weren't even missing out on the best part of Halo 3. A few weeks ago when I was home for college, I actually replayed the full campaign of ODST with my little brother who only knows Fortnite and YouTube Shorts. It had been a long time since I played it, but it really held up. The funny thing is, the only reason we were playing it was because the disc for Halo Reach got scratched and wouldn't work anymore, which is genuinely heartbreaking. Halo Reach was such a great game. Definitely my second favorite Halo game. Every time I play it, or even just like seeing Instagram reel about it, I get so emotional. A lot of you probably relate. This game makes me feel so much. Back then, it was just seeing Noble Team die one by one and you can't really do anything to stop it. But now there's a whole new layer to it. The nostalgia of just wanting to go back and be a kid again with my brother and play this game for the first time is so deep. If I could choose any game to be able to replay it without remembering anything from the story, it would 100% be this game. I now realize I kind of made it sound like my brother is dead. He's not. He's fully alive. We just don't play video games with each other. Another thing is that this game felt like a perfect goodbye to Bungie. A final game where you go back to the beginning to make sure the events of the first 3 games happen is just awesome. A lot of the time nowadays, the number of prequels and sequels and whatever else equals that games and movies get just feels so unnecessary, but this one feels perfect. I know some people don't like it because it retconned things from different books, but I didn't even know Halo had books back then, so it didn't really affect me personally. This has just always been my lore, but as the final game in the Bungie era, Halo Reach was definitively powerful. Now the 343 Industries era. Right out of the gate, let me say, if you're coming here just looking for straight hate on these games, this isn't where you're gonna get it. Sure, there are a lot of problems, but there's a lot more that I love. Starting off with Halo 4. Definitely controversial. I love this game. The campaign is actually so fun, and I loved the multiplayer. There are parts of the story that are pretty good, but there are also a lot of problems with the story. They made a lot of retcons that were just odd and unnecessary, mainly to do with all the Forerunner stuff. I'm not as mad as a lot of people are about this. To be honest, when I was a kid, once again, I didn't know they were retcons. I thought this was just the way it is. But this one I understand a lot more why it's not liked. In the end though, I still do like the story. Another thing is I don't like the design choices. It just does not feel like the same universe as the OG games at all. I understand they were trying to do their own thing and make it super sci-fi, futuristic, whatever, but I feel like it just goes against the DNA of the original games. I also think it's funny how they changed Chief's suit. It's supposed to be the same suit, but like Cortana upgraded it with nanobots to make it all more futuristic or whatever. That's stupid. I think it would have been a lot cooler if he stayed in the older looking Mark 6, especially because he would contrast with the modern Mark 4 Spartans. And then at the end of the game where like he's like taking off the armor, that could be him changing into his new armor that he would go on to wear in Halo 5. To me, just makes a lot more sense. I like it when Master Chief feels more unique. Instead, Cortana had to make sure he was up to the UNSC's new fashion standards. Last thing I have to say is that when I was a kid, I thought that the cutscenes were live action. I was stupid, but I mean, they still, looking back, are really good cutscenes. Overall though, it's a good game with some flaws. Next up, Halo 5. Got this game for Christmas along with an Xbox One. This was the first time I was actually super into multiplayer. Sure, I'd played in the past games, specifically Halo 4, but this is the first time I was in that multiplayer in its prime. And this multiplayer was actually so fun. Warzone may be one of the best things that was ever added into Halo. Such a fire PvPvE game mode that just, I'm so sad wasn't added in Infinite. I'm also happy to say I never spent $1 in this game. The customization was absolute buns. Everything was locked behind loot boxes, so I had to grind so much Warzone to even get any armor pieces. It was a lot. I also got that Fire Unicorn AR skin that you'd get for being featured in Halo Spotlight. That was back in middle school when I wanted to be an artist, so that's pretty cool. Multiplayer was good though. The campaign was more of an issue. Bad parts first. Walking back, the Cortana death was dumb, Cortana being evil was dumb, AI uprising was dumb, that fight was dumb. It was nothing like what was initially marketed, you barely get to play as Chief, and worst of all, no split screen. After getting to experience every previous game with my brother, this was such a crazy letdown. We didn't even know at first, we were trying to like connect the controller or whatever, and it didn't work. Like, genuinely evil for them to do this. Positives though? I love that Blue Team is there. Especially since Cortana was gone, it felt very fitting for Chief to have some new companions, and you know, Blue Team was long due for an appearance. Along with Fireteam Osiris, that was pretty cool too. I mean, I really wish I could have played as Blue Team more since they're just cooler, but they're still interesting and fun. Locke was a pretty good second protagonist, and as an ODST fan, I was so happy to see Buck became a Spartan. One thing I'm kind of neutral about is all those new Spartan abilities. Like, they're cool and all, but I feel like it's way over the top. Sprint and clamber I'm happy about, but like dashing and ground pounding, it's like, whoa, what's going on here? Sure, it's fun in like multiplayer custom games, but overall it's just kind of odd. It feels too superhero-ish. I don't know. I still can't get over how much they fumbled that story. They had some good ideas, like Chief going rogue following Echoes while another team of Spartans chases him, but in the end it just falls flat. I wish the Echoes weren't actually Cortana or just Chief being tricked or something. I don't know. I still love the game, but the story definitely could have been a lot better. Now, the main point of the video, Halo Infinite. This was the first game I was actually like there watching the reveal and got to see everything leading up to the game's release. And let me tell you, when the campaign released, I was not disappointed. A lot of people did not like it at all, which is completely fair. It did have its fair share of problems. One of the main things that caused these was, of course, they kept walking back decisions. They just skipped by the AI war stuff to get to a different plot, which is just funny, honestly. Along with that, one of the biggest fumbles was just completely discluding the characters from Halo 5. Like, Blue Team was the best addition to the game. It sucks to see them get removed one game later. Along with that, I think it would have been cool to see Fireteam Osiris in some way, or at least have them be mentioned. And I'm not talking about having like Spartan Locke Maybe's head helmet on that Brute's shoulder. That's not cool. Along with that, they didn't follow up on a lot of their promises. The first reveal was a lot more stunning than the game actually was. I feel like if they didn't advertise it in this way, the game would be much more loved. My final negative is that they didn't add split screen. Genuinely crazy to me. How did we just like lose this technology? I feel like split screen couch co-op is a part of Halo's DNA. What are we doing? Other than that, I really enjoyed the campaign. I absolutely loved the change in art style. It has so much more of that actual like Halo feel than the last two games did. Obviously it's not perfect, but still a positive change. And can I be honest? This is my favorite that Chief has ever looked. I love that it's basically like they took the Halo 2 and 3 armor and just made him feel like a tank. He just in general feels so much more powerful. I can't really explain it. I like the story too. While sure, parts of it were underdeveloped, I feel like it opens a great new chapter in a Halo story that can be continued whenever they decide to release the next game. Halo Infinite 2. Now, the multiplayer. This is the one I truly remember day one. Like, literally, I have photos when I got to first participate in the flights where you just fight a bunch of bots. I mean, it was buggy and there wasn't much to do, but like, it's a flight. Of course it's gonna be like that. I was filled with so much hope for this game, until of course, it came out. Look, I've defended this game since the beginning. I had this COD-obsessed friend that I would argue with constantly because he hated it. I mean, the main reason he gave for hating it was that it took too long to kill people, but like, skill issue? But I'd defend this game with my life. Can't be ignored how bad the multiplayer was on release. Completely just lacking modes and borderline unplayable. Along with that, while the customization was better in some aspects, it was worse in a lot of others. Everything was behind a paywall in a weekly cycling shop, and was, and honestly still is, insanely overpriced. Nothing was cross-core, so sometimes if you wanted the same colors for your different cores of armor, you had to pay multiple times. Still though, I would defend the game. I kind of blinded myself to all the bad things about it just because it was a franchise that I loved. Honestly, it's pretty sad. I played for the first few seasons and spent way too much money, but soon I just ended up giving it up. Even after a year, they hadn't fixed a lot of the problems, and I just moved on. About half a year ago, I finally came back. I was in the middle of my second semester at college and was just feeling homesick. I needed something to distract me, so I decided to download Infinite and give it another chance. And I am so glad I did. The game sure does still have some flaws, but it's a lot better now. You can get free stuff now, which feels like bare minimum, but compared to day one, it's cool. There's a lot more modes, and the game can actually function. It seems like over time they started listening to the community and making changes. I don't know how long it took because I'd given up on the game at the time, but it's really cool to see it now. I can finally customize my Spartan how I want, which is honestly great, finally. Well, actually not really. I'm still saving up for one of the armor coatings. It's in the exchange, so it'll be a second. But hey, gives me something to grind towards. I just wish they would have started marketing the game once it became good so I would have known. In its current state, Halo Infinite is one of my favorite Halo games. That's honestly probably recency bias, but hey, I'm having fun right now. Call me a shill if you want, I don't care. I was called a crybaby earlier this week for just agreeing with someone's critiques, so call me a shill, it'll just even back out. It doesn't matter. I have gotten so much enjoyment through this game. Heck, I even love it enough that I'm willing to play it on the crappy laptop I record all my videos and edit them on too. Like I'm telling you, it's seriously bad. Sometimes my frame rate feels like 2 frames a second, and I press the forward button and I go backwards. It's a terrible way to play a game, but it works the other half of the time, which is awesome. I genuinely need a PC so bad. But if you need a PC, you should definitely go to starforgesystems.com/Steegi. Get yourself a PC. So what do I want from the future of Halo? Well, I mean, I'd say don't back down again. I would hate for Halo 7 to just walk back the events of Infinite like we've been doing the past 3 games. Infinite set up good potential for future stories with these new characters, and I'm just hoping they don't squander it. Along with that, do not release the game until it's finished. I don't care how many delays it takes. I don't care if I'm 40 before it releases. They cannot make the same mistake Infinite did. But just running through a few more things pretty quickly. Split screen, bring back characters, at least Locke or Blue Team. Only market what's actually going to be in the game. Better campaign multiplayer unlocks, more progression related unlockables, more free items, more liberal customization day one, no multiplayer storyline, consistent content additions, consistent marketing, and most of all, the M90 shotgun. Honestly, I'm really sad Halo Infinite is ending. Obviously, I'm not saying a full goodbye yet, I'm still gonna play after the 18th, but this is still a goodbye to peak Infinite as it winds down until eventually services will stop, we'll move on to the next thing. I can't wait to get to experience the next chapter of Halo whenever that comes out. I mean, it's probably gonna be a while, but I can wait. Whether or not you liked Infinite, I think it's really good to at least have a little bit of hope for the next game. Although it may be dangerous to get my hopes up again. Alright, I'm not gonna yap anymore. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, hype. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.